This is Ling Chi brush painting for beginners. Today we're going to have a very different demonstration and lesson. Very rarely any of the teaching the lesson I talk about. So we are going to use our Semi-Sized Colored Xuan paper. The color is burnt sienna. These paper come in with dye. It's not quite even, but I'm going to use what the dye is there to show some of the texture. So each time when I do it, it's a little different because it depends on where the dye shows the structure that I can use. So it's a landscape. The paper is semi-sized. Burnt sienna is a new paper. We are selling a lot of them through a sorted package as well as the individual orders. The brushes is very simple, one brush. I'm going to demo today. It's not a really big sheet of paper, but I'm going to use this large full moon. If you have large mountain horse, you can use that too. But the brush in your collection, you want to choose tough brush, so to achieve the texture, and then long. A lot of our customer bought the brush we call Dragon. They didn't know how to use it, but just they love the name, so they bought it and they never use it. This is a good time to take it out to use it. So any one of these brush that can do, and then I'm just going to use the large full moon for today. The ink is a very important element in this demo that I'm using our best bottle ink. If you have any other brand ink, what you're looking for is very smooth, not sooty, and has different degradation of the ink from light to dark, because this paper reacts to light ink very interestingly. So if it's too black, it doesn't fade away as a gray, it's not good. And then also not sooty. If it's sooty, it's not good. And then I add a little, here I just had a little tube of sky blue from Marie's or any Chinese tube color, just one little tube. Sky blue, you're going to use a little bit, not too much. So the reason if you have like other blue, like companion set, or any other watercolor, choose a sky blue a little bit brighter. The reason I have Chinese is that because it's a little bit opaque than the other Western color, so it will show more on this dark paper. And I have an ink separately from everything else. When you look at my sample paintings, that I want you to focus on the space that doesn't have any color or ink, because that's one of the biggest things that when you look at a scenery in the outside, you don't see the space. You just see lots of trees and rocks and water. So you have a tendency to just cover your work with all that. But when you do a landscape, you want people able to focus on the work itself, not so distracted. But also you want able to have people enjoy your space. So today, to have space actually is a big discipline, because a lot of times I see students that they have a tendency, they start something simple, they keep on adding to it, and at the end it was like the whole thing is covered. So today I wanted to emphasize to leave the space. So first I wet my brush and I tap it dry on the paper towel. Make sure that it's dry so I can have texture. And I dip a little bit in the wet. And then so I have load the ink. And then I blend. So
Can you talk a little bit about how you're using the brush?
yes, I'm using the brush about a little bit about, I would say 30 degrees to the paper. So, and tease it on the paper so I have that dry texture. So then I have two group of mountains. This one is a little bit taller, sharper, and then underneath a little bit wider than that one. So far, the only thing I'm using is my Bass Bottle ink. You can see that if Evan's camera can show it, the light ink actually react to the paper like has some green tint to it. And then this time I'm going to be drying the brush even more so. And make sure that I'm stroke on the edge of the water bowl and then the dish so I can have some drier texture. And then I'm going to use my brush and tap a little bit the sky blue I have. And a little bit ink. So So you can see this blue react to the paper is differently too. So okay, and then like the other two, I didn't have anything on the top, but it happened the dye came in, has something interesting. So I'm going to have light ink. Just follow these natural dye had on me. Okay, it's done. So you can see that I have leave space here on the right hand side and circling, and then the right hand side is more, the left hand side is less, and so all these spaces are floating together. So the most people make mistakes, they feel like they have to put everything on there. So happy painting, and I hope you have fun to watch this, and then give us a response about your experience with this paper.